Welcome to the Apocalypse Show. Hey guys, this is Apocalypse here at the Apocalypse Radio Show. Today I'm going to talk about the subject of the stock market and how to make it on it. Now, if you haven't listened, go ahead and listen to a show called Goofy Bone. His last show, Baller Friday, which took place, 3/21, just 2 days ago. Go ahead and listen to it. He talks briefly about marijuana stocks. I'm not too familiar in that subject, so I can't really comment. But if trends continue and more states legalize pot, more states do the medical marijuana shindig, you can probably see it rise continuously. But at some point, like all other things, it's a bubble, it'll probably burst. So if you want, go ahead and try to ride some of those companies. Again, I don't go that route. It's mostly laziness on my end. That's not really my fort. I'm going to explain to you my fort today. Now, unlike Goofy Bone, who had a lot of recommendations, I like to focus on stocks that are cheap. Preferably, I like to look at stocks that are at their 5-year low. I'm going to include a lot of links on this Spreaker, so be sure to check them out, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So, anyways, I assume if you're listening, you kind of know what the stock market is. You know how to read some of the charts, PE and all that stuff. Anyways, I'm one of those people that is in it to win it. So I like to go to a website which will be on there. It's called Guru Focus. Anyways, I look at this one thing called stocks that are at their 5-year lows, owned by gurus, bought by insiders. What I do, now honestly, this is what you should do, or at least look into it, whatever you want. Buy stuff that are at their 5-year lows, and what you want to do is you go through this list of that's provided. Like today, you'll see 54 stocks, and I usually just use the USA stocks, but you can look at stocks from Canada, Ireland, Europe, Asia, Oceania, but I just usually look at USA. Usually a lot more information is available about them. Anyways, what I do is I go through the list and I just see what percentage off, like the high. So if something's at, I don't know, let's say Ambient Corporation, their high at one point, their high was, $26. Right now, their 5-year low is $1.46. Now, so what that means is at one point it was that high, so it's at a bargain right now. So what I'll do is I'll go through this list right here, and what you want to do is there's another few sites I'll provide with you. It's called Seeking Alpha, and you want to look at the commentary regarding this company. There's another site I use called Fool.com, and you'll also want to read the commentary, the outlook, and you basically want to check to make sure the company has their books in order, which is something a lot of people overlook. And also you want to read the news stories, and you also want to check about the insider trading. If a lot of employees are buying stock, sometimes that's an indication that the stock is going to rise at some point. And let's see here, there's another site I also use called Benzinga, and I just kind of read some of the ratings on there. They have some strategies and education on there. Basically, Seeking Alpha, Fool, and Benzinga, you just want to read about the company on there. You're going to have to explore these sites, but all you have to do is insert a symbol and the stock symbol, and then you can read through it. Since I'm one of those people that looks at penny stocks and tries to see if they're going to rise up in the future, that's how I play. As I said earlier, I'm in it to win it. I like to buy a stock for $1, and then maybe a year or two down the line, maybe it resells for $15. Another way people play this game is through the dividend system, which is, let's say, okay, a big one out there. If you're going to go like the safe route, the super safe route, you're going to want to go with the Procter & Gamble company, also known as PG. They have had a continuous decent dividend. They been paying about 3% dividend. Um, the last few years, they've actually been paying a dividend for the last 122 years. So if you want a super safe stock, um, just go with Procter and Gamble. That's, you can't gamble with a sure bet. Another company that's obviously going to go up is Teva, which was explained by Paul Dembski, and that is a pharmaceutical company that specializes in generics. Now, what's great about this is that it's just the natural progression of the medical world. As people can't afford brand names and brand names lose their patents and all that, they naturally go to generic companies like Teva. And it has a decent dividend rate. It's going to slowly grow with each and every new thing they get. I mean, it's a sure bet. So if you want steady stuff, Procter and Gamble, Teva, and Teva is obviously spelled Teva. So you can look that up on either of these sites. So, anyways, what I do is I use that Guru Focus site, and I'm going to provide it to you the 5-year low. And what I do is I go through each and every one of these, and I look through them and see, okay, why are they at their 5-year low? Because a lot of these sites are on their way. Actually, I'd say 60 to 70% of these companies are on their way out the door. That's why they're at their 5-year low, or basically they're not profitable, or something's wrong with them. But in many cases, you'll see that some of these might have hope. One of my family members invested in American Airlines when it was a penny stock, I think about 70 cents a dollar or something like that. And yeah, they bought a stock for 70 cents, and I think they resold later at 15 a stock, and they made a lot of money. Anyways, so go to this Guru Focus site and just look up and down at the symbols and look for something cheap and just research the hell out of it. Google it. Look for the news stories. Look for predictions. If you feel confident in something, heck, it's not going to hurt to invest it. Now, I must warn you that if you don't have the money, or if you're expecting something out of this, then you better be careful, because at any time one of these stocks could go under, or the stock market, which many claim is way too high right now, it could tumble and you could lose everything. But hey, I just say go in there, bet low, and sell high. That's what I've been doing. My stocks are all doing great. Everything I've invested. I'll talk about some of my investments at a later time, but right now I'm just giving you some links so you can actually research, so you can learn what I'm doing here. So yeah, I love the penny stocks. I think Goofy Bone made a judgment that he didn't like stocks or penny stocks, so whatever. Anyways, I'll provide the links at the site, and I do hope you enjoy some of these. And I wouldn't really start investing in this unless you're good financially. You can say, hey, I got food. If I don't have this money, it won't hurt me. But if I have more, it'll help me. And also, I always say, make sure you probably have 1,000 in silver coins, 1,000 in gold coins, and all that. So just take a look at these sites I'm providing you, and then you can just go through them and say, hey, take a bet. Basically, because what I do is this is all online gambling. You don't need an online casino. This is all the stock market is speculation and gambling. So if you want to come play, come play. And I hope you enjoyed this little segment.